Hello everybody, my name is Kody Johann. I am a 2017 graduate of the full-time MBA program at Western. Post-graduation, I did move to Tallahassee, Florida, where I started working in HR. I currently work as an HR generalist for a company called Danfoss Turbocor out of Tallahassee, Florida. Today I am tasked with talking about some interview tips and tricks. As I work in HR, I definitely have some stories, and I have done this for a while now, so hopefully I can prepare you with a few of my tips and tricks. I have prepared three tips that I will share today. And the first of those is please do your research and know the company. Okay? So as you apply for a job and you're preparing for that interview, definitely do your research. Know the company kind of locally at the site you'd be working at, and then kind of know their regional or maybe their global presence and what they do on a larger scale. Okay. I often ask candidates during an interview, tell me what you know about Danfoss based on your research, and I typically get an answer that's maybe not as impressive as, we make compressors or you make compressors. It is true, my site makes HVAC compressors, but we are one of two Danfoss facilities that make compressors out of 90 plus facilities. Danfoss is a large global company with a very diverse portfolio of products. So yes, my site makes compressors, but I'm looking for what else do you know? We're a privately held company. We're not publicly traded. What do you know about the culture? What do you know about the job specifically? So looking for a little more than that service level. Well, I just know you make this product. So definitely do your research, and that's going to come up in the interviews at some point. So be able to speak the lingo and know what you're getting into. Okay. Second tip is please dress appropriately for your interview. When in doubt, dress to impress, but also don't be afraid to ask. Okay, so if you're preparing for an interview and you may have questions about dress code, definitely ask. There's no harm in asking before you show up in the wrong attire. I'll give you a quick story. I applied and interviewed for a very blue-collar manufacturing facility. It was an HR role. When I arrived, I had my suit, my tie, my jacket on, and the plant manager actually saw me before they let me do a tour on the shop floor. They made me remove my coat. They said, we don't dress like that around here. You need to dress down. So no harm in it. They were okay. I actually got the job, but yeah, it was a kind of eye-opening that I was maybe a little overdressed for that culture. So definitely ask. No harm in that. Last tip is please have some questions prepared. Okay, there's nothing worse to getting to an end of the interview and you're with a panel and they say, okay, what questions do you have? And you blank or you forget or you really don't have any questions. No harm in showing up with a notebook, have your questions written down, have them prepared, and make sure they're authentic. Okay, so don't just ask questions just for the sake of trying to ask a question. Definitely get all of your questions answered. When you leave that interview, you want to have all of the information you need to make the best decision for the job. So write down the questions you need to know walking in. Some of those may get answered throughout the interview, but you should have plenty written down that there's a few you can definitely ask as that interview wraps up. Okay, I told you I'd talk about 3 tips, but I will give you one last pro tip. This is one I use personally as I'm interviewing on the other side of the table. So especially in panel interviews, when there's multiple people in the room, you talk through a lot of questions, a lot of information in 45 minutes to an hour. By the end of the interview, I know I'm going to forget everybody's name that talked to me. So when I walk in a room, I actually write down everybody's name. What I do is I draw a square as if I'm sitting at a table, and then as they introduce themselves, I'll jot down their names. So at the end of the interview, if I'm shaking hands or saying thank you, I can use their first name, just glance down and say, okay, that's Kody, that's Todd. Different people in the room. It does make a great impression. I've definitely seen the expression when I use first names at the end of an interview and thank them personally. So just a pro tip there. Hopefully that helps secure the job. And again, good luck to everybody. Hopefully these tips were helpful. And everybody, please have a great day. Thank you.